and welcome to the Cook to Flourish kitchen. This is Robin Cook and I am delighted to have you with me here today. Today we're going to make a fun salad featuring a ginger sesame dressing and using the leafy green called tatsoi. I would love to hear in the comments below if you have experimented with this leafy green. This is like a Japanese spinach. And what does it have going for it? Well, let me tell you, it has wonderful phytonutrients in there, antioxidants, has beta carotene, it has some calcium, it has some potassium, it has some folate, and a little bit of iron. So it is a nutritional powerhouse and we can use it as a base for our salad. So I have our greens here, our tatsoi here, and what I did was I took the stem and I just kind of chopped the stem so it's like little bitty pieces of celery on top of the salad. So that way we're using the whole part of the green. Now, if you would rather, you can chop off the stem and you can put it in a freezer bag and you can stick it in the freezer and use it later for a smoothie. That would be wonderful as well. So we have our salad greens here. Then I'm gonna put some shredded salad turnips on top. Give it some pretty white color to contrast with the green. There we go. And then I also have some baby carrots shredded also from where the red fern grows. So this tatsoi and the carrot and the salad turnips are all from our local family farmers at where the red fern grows. All right, so now for the fun part, for our dressing. So I have a half a cup of fresh squeezed orange juice, and I even left some of the pulp in there. And the nice thing is the pulp, that pithy part, they have bioflavonoids, and the bioflavonoids helps our body to make the maximum benefit of the vitamin C. And also the vitamin C of the orange and a little bit of iron that is in the tatsoi, those are synergistic nutrients. So the vitamin C helps us to absorb the iron better. So we have our half a cup of the orange juice. Then we have 1 tablespoon of coconut aminos. So these are the little single serving packets, but you could also use it out of the jar as well. So we have 1 tablespoon of coconut aminos. Coconut aminos, if you haven't used them before, they are like a soy sauce, but they're on the sweeter side. They're not as pungent salty. So they're gonna go really nicely with the orange juice. Then next we have 2 tablespoons of raw almond butter. So here is what I used here, the raw almond butter. Or if you have roasted almond butter, that will work just fine as well. So this almond butter though is gonna give it some extra creaminess, which is going to be great in this salad dressing. And it even imparts a slight sweetness too. There we go. Now, if you are allergic to almonds or to nuts, you could also use, instead of that, you could do unsweetened sunflower butter. So keep that in mind. That's a great swap. Or if you have sunflower butter and not almond butter on hand, you could definitely do that instead as well. Then next, we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame oil. Smells so good. Now, sesame oil is wonderful for stir fries. So if you wanted to switch things up one time and use the tatsoi in a stir fry, the toasted sesame oil would be really, really good with that. And you could even put some of those coconut aminos in there too. All right, so that's all of our liquid ingredients. Now we're gonna add 1/8 of a teaspoon of turmeric. Now this would be fantastic if you had fresh turmeric, like in the summertime. Usually the Red Fern Farms has fresh turmeric. This would be fantastic with theirs. Also fresh ginger. You could do fresh or dry ginger, either way, so you can do that. Now, last thing, we're gonna put a little bit of pepper in here because when you add pepper and turmeric together, the turmeric will work better in the body. So have a little bit of pepper. And now all we're gonna do is we're gonna take a fork and we're gonna whisk it together. Oh, you know what? And we're gonna put some garlic in there too. How can I forget garlic? So the garlic, that's gonna be our 3rd superfood spice that we are going to put into our dressing. All right, so now we can finish stirring it up. Now, if you had a mini blender, you could definitely whip this up in the little blender, but I'm just doing it just nice and simply here with our fork. So we have our orange juice, we have that sesame oil, we have the almond butter, those anti-inflammatory spices. It smells really, really good. Now, if you wanted to, instead of orange juice, you could try half lime juice. That would work well too. It would be a little bit more on the tart side, but it would still be really, really good. And if you have an organic orange or an organic lime, you could even zest a little bit of the peeling into this too for even more antioxidants. So what do you say? Let's go ahead and drizzle this over our tatsoi salad. Here are orange and ginger and turmeric and almond, so many great flavors. Now, if you wanted to, you could even add some cooked and cooled sweet potato. And the sweet potato also comes from where the red fern grows. So I'm just gonna put some of our beautiful sweet potato right here on top. Now, if you wanted to cut your sweet potato into smaller pieces and kind of sprinkle it all throughout, that would be wonderful as well. If you had any black sesame seeds, those would be so pretty on top for that color contrast. So here we are. We have our wonderful tatsoi salad. Doesn't that look delicious? All those colors that are represented here are going to be so flavorful and nutritious. And one last note, if it is in the summertime that you're making this dish and you have zucchini on hand, maybe you don't have the tatsoi, well, you could put this wonderful dressing on to some zucchini or yellow squash noodles. So this will be a delicious way to enjoy this recipe as well. So thank you all so much for joining me here in the Cook to Flourish kitchen. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.